Welcome, Berserkaru crew. How are we doing? We're doing good. It's Rail Maximus at Berserkaru. You are watching live, almost, off YouTube. And we have the Troopy 1989 Diesel 2H Toyota Land Cruiser Troop Carrier. Getting there. So we're doing some mods. As you've been paying attention on the other videos, you can see from when we first got this thing, quite thoroughly thrashed it was. And now I have read that you don't want to buy a thrashed four-wheel drive. Well, I'm like, how bad can it be? It can be bad. It can be bad. So I've had to buy basically a bunch of new parts, but now we're getting there. So we have the air locker diff fitted in the diff at the back. Got to do the front one yet. Had to get a new exhaust. This one came off like a late model. I guess the V8 even. I don't know, like probably 2010 or later. And it fits directly on there, so that's good. Waiting on eBay, got to get the rubber hangers. And I'll get it hanging where it's going to sit permanently and then weld the rest of the exhaust. So I've got it all cut there within reason. Stuff. So it's getting a bit windy and it was starting to rain, so I had to put a bit of plastic over the Troopy because we've been in the interior. Finally got some decent seats. If you want decent seats, get STI. Not even regular WRX, we got real nice STI seats, so nothing but the best for the Troopy. And then we got a fridge. This one here, get it, what's called J-Car. It's called the Brass Monkey is the brand. It's not plugged in at the minute, and it's a center console. It's a fridge. I think it's 8 litres, and it has inductive phone charging right there, and it has USBs here, 2 at the back, so that's good. I'm going to have plenty of USBs. Speaking of, some of them will go on the roof console, which is this here, which goes up there on the roof, obviously. Well, the ceiling, it should be called a ceiling console, I suppose. And it had a mad hole in there for like a 2-way, which was sort of just chucked in. And it was terrible. So, decked it out. 7 switches, and it's got USBs up in there. So I'll screw that into the ceiling a bit later. I'm going to put nutserts instead of the old screw directly into the metal. A lot of things have been screwed directly into the metal. Not too many, it's pretty stock, so that's good. The interior floor, as you can see, is shiny silver galvanized floor. I had to do them couple of patches. This here is a patch. Ignore this bit. Needed some pad welding. But the rest of it's good with plug welds along there where it had pop rivets. What do they call them? Spot welds before. So that's good. And just right here, I nearly wasn't going to patch that. It was only some small holes, but I thought, bugger it. Do it. So that's good. And then we can put all of the dashboard and heater system and all that crap back in. But I'm going to put the, it's basically Dynamat butyl sound deadening in, heat and sound protection, I guess. What's it called? Deadening. So I'm going to do some electrical stuff. Got a few bits and pieces there because I'm going to move the battery. I'm going to move the batteries to behind the seats, so they're going to chill here. Mind the sandblasting. There's all the screws for the interior. A couple more bits and pieces, visors, snorkels. And the floor's already been painted in green, but we'll end up repainting that, cleaning it and stuff. Still have to rip the roof lining out and check the ceiling. I think the ceiling has been attacked with a grinder. So moving the battery to there means making new battery cables. So I've been doing that. I'm going to run dual battery cables, I guess, just because it's not as thick as you would like this stuff that I have. I'm not buying other stuff because it's hell expensive. So ideally you'd want it slightly bigger than that, I guess. That's my thumbnail. And it's kind of small, so if I run 2 of them, it should be good. And also, over time, if it breaks one, then it should still work. Going to run brand new battery clamps. Got those for the other end of it. And I fed them through this here bung. The speedo cable comes out of the gearbox through this bung, so they're going to go down in there. And I got them crimped, got them soldered, got them heat shrinked, and got them, what's that crap? Convoluted tubing. What do you call that crap? Wiring cover. Stuff. We got ceramic headlight plugs. Do love these. Put them on all my cars. Stop your headlights burning out. Gives you good contact. I change out the wiring for good. Not the Chinese. We've got a fuse box, which probably going to have to run on top of at least a piece of rubber or similar, so them screws can't arc to the body. But you put your main positive in here and run all the fuses, and then you take your power off the sides, and if you blow a fuse you get a light. So kind of cheap and nasty-ish. It wasn't that cheap to buy, but hopefully they good, should be good. And then my old favourite bloody relays, how many of them, I'm not too sure, I forget how many there is, but the 80 amp ones with the light inside as well. I like them because they're clear, they look cool. You can see the bits in there moving. And we've got relay bases. And I forget if they link together. I don't think they do. They screw the wall up. Hard to buy the right stuff that you want for a decent price. And then obviously they're just the lugs. The end of the heavy duty cable. Speaking of heavy duty cable, over here we got another earth strap. This one here was off a piece of mining machinery, and this end was still good, and this end had been missing, so I put a crimp on there, crimped it, soldered it, didn't heat shrink it because it's going to be the earth, so I'm already running some of this blue cable as a earth. It's definitely bigger than what Toyota use, so one of them plus the strap should be tons it should be. And then yeah, I haven't really got along too much else. And that, tyres, got new tyres. Over here, I'm not going to show you my wheels, that's going to be me, what do you call it, big reveal. But got the same tyres, Kumo KL71s in 33 inches by 12.5. Now advance, needed some steel to patch up the windscreen. You've seen previously the windscreen patch. You can sort of see it right there, depending on the light. That's good. Check out it's not rusting already. Has been raining. Got bonnet pins. Got rid of away with the bonnet cable and all the catch and all that crap because I needed room. Needed room for the intercooler. As you can see, the bonnet is up. No dramas cause I put on mad thingos. Strut. Hood lift strut thingos, and of course yeah, cut me vents all the way through the bonnet so that sucks out some hot air. Unfortunately lets in a lot of rain and that's probably going to go straight onto my turb. And yes, we've fitted the turb. We have the TO4E. I don't know much about the numbers, what they mean and all that, but it's decent size. Now I've got it in the bag there. I've got silicone hooked up. Might need to put that clamp back on, I suppose, but yeah, my intake, I tried to get it a bit lower, so it's pretty close to the bonnet. I'm going to also bend that back a little bit closer to the bonnet itself, so I've got more clearance, but it's good. And now it's all painted, clean, degreased, disassembled, reassembled, mostly. Took the timing cover off here at the front, all them gears and everything. Pulled the oil pump apart, inspected and cleaned all that. Took the diesel injector pump off, did not disassemble that. Never done that before, and don't know, seemed to run, so it's good. We've got 6 new injectors. I think they had 3,000 Ks on them, old mate said, when I bought them second hand. And hooked up all this crap back here. EDIC it's called, EDIC, and that runs onto this This is the fuel. You can crank this here, get more fuel, make more soot. So here's the starter motor. And down there, that earth I was talking about. So I've got to run them two power cables through the floor hole, across the gearbox to the starter motor. Steering column is back in. Now I haven't put the power steering lines in. This may be an issue. Everything is clearanced here at the moment. But yeah, I haven't got the lines for the power steering on there at the moment either. So that's why I've left the clamps off, because I can imagine that's going to be a drama. Still running the standard airbox at the moment. Especially the reason being that we have the snorkel. Safari snorkel. That goes into there. But none of this fits as nicely as I'd like. It was on there, has been on there a long time. But it's sort of the gap and all that was just, didn't really like it. So what I need to do in the daytime, since it's midnight at the minute, is sort of cut these holes more forwards slightly. And that'll line up better. That'll be good. Got to work out where to run my vent. I have a catch can to go on. Don't know exactly where I'm going to put that yet. Work out what I'm going to do with heaters. Beat it with a heater. Try and make it tidy, you know. This is the standard bloody heater line. Comes off that there. Just, it looks like absolute poop. So it's chilling in the grass. And then I have this here front valance. Bent that so as it goes around my intercooler. And then the aircon condenser, call it the aircon radiator, but that needs to also fit in there if I can. Frigate would be nice. I kind of bought this car thinking, oh, definitely want a car with aircons, so that's good. That's going to be a mission, I know it. I already know it. And yeah, I got my steering column back in so that I could line my seat up. Had to make custom mounts. Obviously Land Cruiser had 3 seats across the front, and you can kind of see what I've just done there. A bit of plate, it's decent. For now, one day I might do it up, probably pull it out button, clean it and paint it and deburr it. It was dark. I was out here with my headlight working, and then in the back got to make all this here, chop all that out and make pockets and tables, etc. And clean the floor down. So we're getting there, people, we're getting there. Pretty excited, eh? Just sort of getting running is my next thing. This bit of wood here, probably sit the battery on timber and then rubber, or rubber, timber rubber, something like that. Make some kind of mad clamp. But yeah, it's good. That's about it. That's about it. What do you reckon? Type it in the comments. Tell your friends. Subscribe. I don't know much about YouTube. I'm not in YouTube to try and make a fortune. But, what's his name? Mr. Beast gave 1 million subscribers to some lad. And I was watching this other lad doing supercars. And was it? I think you get 1 million views is like $6,000 US or something. So, if you want to give me 1 million views, do it. That'd be cool. And yeah, still got the pedals and stuff to put back in. After I do the sound proofing, heat proofing, got to put the handbrake back in, which is a slight issue with this console. It's not too bad. I reckon it's going to fit just. So there you go. Quick update. Keep the videos coming as we progress. And things just take a long time. Still haven't pulled the front diff out yet. It's still in there. Got to pull that tail shaft. Got to pull this here gearbox cross member. But look at the state of the bolts on the gearbox cross member. Yuck. So I haven't really got excited about ripping them out yet. And would like a new cross member and bash plate anyway, because as I was saying originally, buy a thrashed 4B, yeah, nah. And then my diesel tank, I don't know, looks pretty wet, hasn't dried out. I've had it for like 2 weeks, so it is full of diesel, so I don't really want to drain out full tank of diesel and stuff, but I'm gonna have to. And what have we done in the engine? We filled it with oil, put also some oil flush in there, so I've got 10 litres, 1540 I believe it was. What was it? Cheap, the Newlon, good Australian oil, was $10 a bottle, so I can afford that. Can pour that out, sort of thing. Just sort of run it, flush it, dump it, and then put in the Penrite. I've got the good oil, so got some vac hose, but different. This silicon vac hose, normally it's like thicker wall than this, and this stuff's also half transparent. I haven't really got this on before, so it's slightly big for what I want. I want it to go on there, right, for the injector return, but if you put that on there, it goes and that, but can you see, where are we? It's sort of, I don't know, it's not as, yeah, it's probably okay, yeah, nah, it's no good. It's not as tight as I'd like it, so I'll have to buy more silicone hose and wait, or put the old crappy hose on back from wherever it is, find it. Probably going to buy new glow plugs. Don't really need them, but giving it a birthday, do it right. Got new clutch. Waiting also on new brake booster. Bought one from our 80 series, has a dual diaphragm. I think it's 8-inch, 9-inch or some stuff like that. And so you get mad pressure in your brakes, and they actually work apparently if you put that on. Apparently with that though, you'd want to upgrade from rubber to stainless braided hoses, so I have those also already, which is good. And then here, fuel, you call it a secondary fuel filter, but it's actually primary, I guess, because straight out of the tank into this water trap at the bottom. Seen people recently with water in diesel. We don't really want that, so that's it. That is it. And yeah, I'll probably pull the glow plugs out so as that we get no compression, so as I can wind this engine over a lot because it is bone dry. So there you go, that's it. Quick update, 17 minutes, and we'll talk to you shortly. Cheers for tuning in to Berserkaru.